means, O mighty armed one, Nigrihitani means so curved down, Sarvashaha all around, Indriyani the senses, Indriya Arthibhya from sense objects, Tasya his, Pragya intelligence, Pratishtita fixed. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Therefore, O mighty armed, one whose senses are restrained from their objects is certainly of steady intelligence. Please repeat after me. Therefore, O mighty armed, one whose senses are restrained from their objects is certainly of steady intelligence. Purport: one can curb the forces of sense gratification only by means of Krishna consciousness, or engaging all senses in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. As enemies are curved by the superior force, the senses can similarly be curbed not by any human endeavor, but only by keeping them engaged in the service of the Lord. One who has understood this, that only by Krishna consciousness is one really established in intelligence, and that one should practice this art under the guidance of bona fide spiritual master, is called sadhaka, or a suitable candidate for liberation. Okay, so here Krishna is again emphasizing the need to control our senses. Okay. In fact, this entire section is focused on this. So, few very important principles which we can learn from this section. One, it is very, very important to control senses. Second, but it is very difficult to control senses. Even a learned person trying hard to control senses also fails if given an opportunity. Third, the only way to control senses is engaging them in the service of the Lord. Why? Lord is the most superior force which can control these mighty senses. Okay, so please give me 1 minute. Okay, so the only way to control these powerful senses is to bring them in close association of Krishna. Okay, there is no other way. Why? According to scriptures, Krishna's another name is called Rishikesha. Rishikesha means, क्या होता है ऋषिकेश? Master of senses. And the senses are also called as Rishikena. So if you use these senses in the master of senses, then only these can be controlled. Okay, and we all have practically realized this. And all devotees who have been chanting for quite some time, hearing Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, or serving the deities at home, taking darshan of deities every day, they can experience this change, right? What change? That the senses stop getting agitated if these are involved in devotional activities. Anyone would like to share any experience of this? We'd like to hear. Anyone? Yes, Nidhi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Am I audible?
Audible.
Prabhuji, before I used to chant, I was like very, whenever I used to go for shopping and all that, I didn't have any control. I used to buy everything, like जो भी दिख रहा है सामने, ये भी ले लो, वो भी ले लो. मतलब it was like कोई use भी नहीं होता था, but I used to buy everything. But now I have a list कि जो लेना है, जो जितनी जरूरी है, बस वही मुझे लेना है. Otherwise, I just मतलब I have full control, like कि जो unnecessary thing है मेरे life में, I'm just eliminating everything. That's it for this.
Prabhuji, you are not audible.
Achha, I'm sorry. So what I was saying, कि earlier, if you remember, our parents, our grandparents used to always make a list of things required, isn't it? And now we go randomly to market to buy stuff randomly. No plan. Whatever comes across, we start collecting, isn't it? We go to malls for window shopping and we end up buying a lot of stuff. This is lack of sense control. So our earlier actually people, our grandparents or they used to have much better control on this sense, and gradually that control is lackening. Is slackening, going out of control. This is one example, right? For example, there are devotees who used to, be grossly into intoxication, smoking. They have left all these habits, right? So why? Because their sense is engaged now positively, somehow in the association of Krishna. Krishna said in one of the verses, and what did he say? Param Drishtva Nirvartate. Give your senses my association. They'll come under control. Then again he said, what did he say? Where is that verse? Tani Sarvani Sanyamya. He said, Yukta Asit Matpara. Establish relationship with your senses with me. They'll come under control. Right? And I took example of all these foreigner devotees who were literally violating all the principles in terms of intoxication, meat eating, illicit sex. They have become completely clean to the extent of they've developed qualities of a Brahmana, very pure. How? Simply by performing these activities. They become very peaceful, very happy through the simple engagements. So this is not theoretical. This is absolutely 100% practical. You can try yourself. Okay. And in the previous verse, we discussed about कि unless one's senses are engaged, he cannot be peaceful. Remember, nastir buddhir ayuktasya. Ayuktasya matlab not connected, not in relation with the Supreme Lord. Nacha bhav, nacha yuktasya bhavna. His mind cannot be stable, his mind cannot be steady. Yeah. So the necessary condition for mind to be peaceful is to be devoid of material desires. Otherwise, mind cannot be peaceful. Just not possible. And what happens is when senses get attached to Krishna, they lose attachment with sense objects. And hence they come under control. This is the science behind this. Have you understood what did I say? What did I say? क्या कहा मैंने चित्रा माता जी?
प्रभु जी अपने सेंसेस को कंट्रोल में रखना, हरे कृष्णा, अपने सेंसेस को कंट्रोल में रखने का जो मैं समझती हूँ कि एक ही तरीका है कि आपको भक्ति में रहना है. आप उस ट्रैक पे चलोगे तब तक आप अपने माइंड को कंट्रोल कर पाओगे, और आप उस ट्रैक से हटे और आप डिस्ट्रैक्ट होना शुरू हो जाओगे. अगेन वो जो हमारी इंद्रिया शक्ति है वो हमको डाइवर्ट करना शुरू कर देगी, वो हमारे ऊपर हावी हो जाएंगी.
Yes. And the same thing Krishna is repeating in today's verse. What are you saying? If senses are controlled or restrained from their objects, is certainly of steady intelligence. Right? His intelligence is steady, his mind is steady, his senses are steady, not disturbing, not agitated, which is the case scenario. The moment they start getting agitated, your mind becomes restless. No peace at all. Now the next verse is very, very important verse. Yeah, 69 verse. It talks about what is the difference between a devotee who is pursuing Krishna consciousness and a non-devotee who is not. तो ये कृष्ण is saying उन दोनों में जमीन आसमान का अंतर है. एक दिन है तो दूसरा रात है. Yeah, समझ रहे हैं ना? And we'll talk about it. And before that, I would like you to do one exercise. Simple exercise. Right? There are two scenarios. Please take a notebook and a pen. There are two scenarios in which child has an exam after a few days, but he is attracted by invitation from his friends to come and play. Right? So he puts his books aside and starts playing, starts going to the market, starts going to mall for window shopping, starts going to cinema for watching movie, and going to Fateh Sagar beach, or not beach, Pal, yeah, to roam around with the friends. There's another boy who is very sincere in terms of his studies. He doesn't get involved in these invitations. He is trying to restrain himself from getting attracted to these allurements, and he's very focused on his studies. And he's spending his time in terms of completing his syllabus, preparing for the exam. Now you think short term and long term. What are they gaining and what are they losing? Please write down. A boy who is busy playing, a boy who is busy studying. In terms of what are they achieving in the short term and what are they achieving in the long term? And who is more intelligent out of these two boys? Then we'll come to next verse. Then it'll be easy to understand next verse. Think really long term. Huh? हरे कृष्ण, प्रणाम प्रभु जी। उनका डिलीवरी को छुआ गया। Yes, anyone. Let me start with Ishita Mataji. Yes, please go ahead.
So I think in the first scenario that the boy would be playing, he's satisfying his desire, and the desire will become more intense, and his mind will get agitated. And in the second scenario, where the boy is busy studying, I think he'll achieve some kind of discipline because he'll have a tight grip on his senses, so that won't loot his intelligence.
So what is the long-term impact in their lives?
That the boy in scenario 2 would be gaining a lot of discipline, and he won't be greedy, I would say, in certain aspects. Like if somebody is inviting him to do something that is kind of deviating him from his actual path, then he won't be going there. I mean, if that makes sense.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Yes, Narendra Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna. Yes.
शॉर्ट टर्म में वो आनंद प्राप्त कर रहा है, वो अभी फ्यूचर उसका परेशान होगा, और वर्क लाइक बहुत हार्ड वर्क करना पड़ेगा फ्यूचर में उसको। फैमिली भी परेशान रहेगी, और जो अभी स्टडी कर रहा है कंसंट्रेट होके, उसको अभी जरूर हार्ड वर्क कर रहा है, वो फ्यूचर उसका सिक्योर रहेगा, और फैमिली उसकी अच्छी रहेगी, अच्छी सैलरी मिलेगी, और भौतिक रूप से प्रसन्न रहेगा।
बहुत अच्छा. So principally, one who is playing, right, he is getting short-term enjoyment, correct? But he is a long-term failure, correct? So he is sacrificing his long-term at the cost of little temporary enjoyment, correct? Yes. And the second boy, he is sacrificing his short-term little enjoyment for long-term eternal enjoyment. Makes sense? So both are sacrificing. One is sacrificing his long-term career at the cost of temporary short-term enjoyment. 1 hour of playing, isn't it? 1 hour of 2 hours of watching movie. But many years of career will get messed up. So this boy doesn't have steady intelligence to see the repercussions or the consequences of his actions. Correct? No intelligence. Buddhi nahi hai, vivek buddhi nahi hai. But the other person, he is able to see far. that if I get involved in short-term enjoyment, I'll end up messing up my future, my career, my goal of life, right? So he's taking a hard stand. No, I will not get attracted to this temporary enjoyment. I'll focus on my long-term goal, my long-term result. Correct? Now, most of us are in the first category, boy. Most of us who are busy with short-term temporary enjoyments without really worrying about what is going to happen in the long run. When I say long run, it is not this life and many, many lives to come. That is long term for a soul. For body, long term is this life. For a soul, long term is many, many lifetimes yet to come. This is called far-sightedness. Second boy is visionary. The first boy is operational, not visionary. Right? He's getting attracted by car, bungalow. They're all short-term enjoyments, but sacrificing a bigger career, bigger future. Yeah. So their thought process is completely opposite, isn't it? One attracted by short-term goal, second attracted by long-term goal. One is, is not able to see what is going to happen in the future. Second boy has a vision to see what is going to happen in the future. And he's able to safeguard, protect that future. So this is the difference between a devotee and a non-devotee, which Krishna is going to explain. There are two types of self-interest. One is called Shreyas, another is called Preyas. The first one is called Shreyas, second one is called Preyas. Okay? I have discussed this in earlier classes. Can somebody remember and tell me the difference between Shreyas and Preyas? Other than Chandni Mataji, anybody else? Who remembers this verse, Karpanya dosho upasvabhava? Who remembers this verse? 2.7. Yes, Radhika Mataji.
श्रेयस जो परमार्थ की ओर ले जाने वाला, हायर लेवल पे ले जाने वाला, और प्रिय भौतिक वस्तुओं में रख करके प्रिय करने वाला, परंतु वो लॉन्ग टर्म नहीं होता.
हाँ, तो प्रेयस means short-term instant enjoyment. Okay. Prayers means when one is trying for short-term, temporary, instant enjoyment. Instant coffee, instant Maggie, instant. I need this right away. That like that boy, I need enjoyment right away. This is called instant gratification. When one loses sight of long-term. While Shreyas means focused on long-term and maybe sacrificing short-term enjoyment. What is Shreyas? Focus on long-term while sacrificing short-term enjoyment. Arjuna said, Karpanya dosho upahasvabhava prichhami tvam dharma samuha cheta. Yat Shreya, Arjuna said, Krishna, please mute yourself, somebody is unmuted. Arjuna said, Krishna, please help me solve my problem, but give me a solution which is good in the long run, which is ultimately good for me. I don't want any instant sense gratification and get trapped. Okay, give me a solution which will solve my problem forever. So this is Arjuna's requirement from Krishna. Similarly, we all have to be focused on the long term. Maybe a little bit of sacrifice in the short term, doesn't matter. Otherwise, we are penny wise, pound foolish. Do you understand what is penny wise, pound foolish? Eh? Do you understand what is penny wise, pound foolish? Penny is short term enjoyment and pound is long term goal. एक पैसा इन्वेस्ट किया, सॉरी डॉलर इन्वेस्ट करके एक पैसा कमाया, कुछ नहीं कमाया. So all materialists fall in the category of penny wise, pound foolish. Okay, but they are only focused on short term, instant enjoyment, like that boy. Not focused on. So this is different between Shreyas and Preyas. Preyas, short term enjoyment. Shreyas is ultimate good, long term, good for a living entity or a jiva. Okay. So we'll quickly do the next verse and then I'll leave you with this thought. In which category you fall, please do some introspection. What are your attractions? How short term or how long term they are? Okay. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati samyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato mune. What is night for all beings is a time of awakening for the self-control, and the time of awakening for all beings is night for introspective sage. That's why I said do some introspection. All devotees do this introspection. You know, there. So what is night for all beings is a time of awakening for the self-controlled, and the time of awakening for all beings is a night for introspective stage. Purport: there are two classes of intelligent men. Both are intelligent, Prabhupada is saying. Okay. One is intelligent in material activities for sense gratification. This is Shreyas or Preyas? Quickly. The first intelligent class of men is Shreyas or Preyas? Unmute and say something.
Yes.
Preyas. Very good.
Yes.
And the other is introspective and awake to the cultivation of self-realization. Okay. Activities of the introspective sage or thoughtful man are night for the persons materially absorbed. Are night. They say most of the devotees will get up early in the morning. है ना? ब्रह्म मुहूर्त के समय उठ जाते हैं. And most of the materialist category, they will keep sleeping till 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Isn't it? This is tamoguna, mode of ignorance. You know, in Bhagavad Gita later, Krishna will talk about symptoms of people who are in Rajaguna, Tamoguna and Sattva-guna. So getting up early and focusing on one sadhana is a reflection of person in the mode of goodness, Sattva-guna, right? Very thoughtful. But the other, person who is blind to self-realization, he is in the mode of ignorance, lazing around full day here and there, watching television, reading newspapers, just gossiping with friends, simply wasting time and energy. There is no output of all of this, no result, whatsoever. So that is the first class of intelligent man. His mind works only in terms of material sense gratification. And the other one is introspective and awake to cultivation of self-realization. Activities of introspective sage or thoughtful men are night for persons materially absorbed. Materialistic persons remain asleep in such a night due to their ignorance of self-realization. The introspective sage remains alert in the night of materialistic men. The sage feels transcendental pleasure in the gradual advancement of spiritual culture, whereas the man in materialistic activities, being asleep to self-realization, dreams of varieties of sense pleasures, feeling sometimes happy and sometimes distressed in his sleeping condition. The introspective man is always indifferent to materialistic happiness and distress. He goes on with his self-realization activities undisturbed by material reactions. So one's night is another's day, another's day is one's night. So one is prayas oriented, one is shreyas oriented. Materially absorbed person is prayas, short-term, instant enjoyment oriented, and the most intelligent person is long-term oriented. Okay, in any organization also, there are different classes of men. One is worker class, another is board of directors, right? One is worker class who is working in the factory, running machines, running mill, lifting, items here and there. And second is board of directors taking very strategic decisions. What is the difference between the two? Tell me. क्या फर्क है एक वर्कर में और marketing director of the company? Anyone? What's the difference? Yes, Sunil Prabhu.
Prabhuji, the input is more and output is zero in worker case, and it's the other way around in the management case.
Yes. So worker spends a lot of time, but output is very negligible, insignificant. But board directors, they spend little time, but they take very big decisions, have big influence in their lives. This is a different person who is more shreyas oriented versus prayas oriented. A devotee is very far-sighted, visionary, strategic. A materialist is a worker, simply, shop floor worker, who doesn't have any vision, simply working hard to feed his belly, nothing else. No intelligence whatsoever. Okay, so all the scriptures declare that devotee is the most intelligent person, who is not only safeguarding his current life, he is also safeguarding many, many lives to come. Okay. So maybe now it's 11:10. We'll discuss more on this verse, in the next class. Till that time, you think about it. Contemplate on this thought. Which category you would like to belong to? How many of you want to belong to first category? Please raise your hand. Lot of money, big bungalow, big car, wardrobe with variety of brands, dozens of shoes. Tell me. No one. So all have become very intelligent. Okay, I'm happy to see that. Okay, let me ask it anyway formally. How many would like to belong to second category? Visionary, strategic. Some people are neutral also, not raising hand in either ways. Ishita Mataji, Nidhi Mataji, you didn't raise your hand, no? Did you? Okay. Garima Mataji, are you there? Can't see you today. Rakesh Prabhu, are you there? Just say Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I'm signing in through my phone, so I couldn't turn the video on.
Okay, no problem. ठीक है? So Bhagavad Gita gives us a long-term vision. Correct? Very long term. I'll talk more about this in the next class. So stay tuned till we meet it again next week. Okay? So stay tuned means please read this again and again. Okay, and think about it. Do some introspection. Next week we'll have maybe again group discussion on this. Okay. So any question anyone has? प्रदीप प्रभु जी आपको समझ आया? कहाँ गए?
जी हाँ प्रभु जी बिल्कुल.
Okay. Very good. All right. So no. Yes, Daya Mata ji.
प्रणाम प्रभु जी.
Yes,
पहले तो मैं आपका स्वास्थ्य कैसा है? अच्छा है?
देखो भला चंगा बैठा हूँ मैं आपके सामने बिल्कुल.
हम भगवान से यही शुभकामनाएं हैं हमारी. और दूसरा ये मैं कह रही थी, वो राजस्थान पत्रिका पे भी एक स्टेटमेंट लिखा रहता है, यह एषु सुप्तेषु जागर्ति. वो इसी आगे इसी में है ऐसा श्लोक शायद.
क्या अर्थ हुआ उसका माता जी? मुझे ध्यान नहीं है
कि जो सोए हुए जो हैं सारे लोग संसार, उनमें जो जाग रहा है. उन्होंने अपने राजस्थान पत्रिका का कर्पूर चंद्र पुलिस साहब ने ये ध्येय वाक्य हर पेपर पे.
पर वो भी इसका मतलब नहीं समझते होंगे. उन्होंने लिख तो दिया है वो भी नहीं समझते होंगे इसका मतलब.
लेकिन मेरे ख्याल से अपने इस श्लोक से ही रिलेटेड होगा वो.
हाँ, yes, you can say that. If you understand in that manner. एक मिनट प्लीज.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
Sorry for so many interruptions today in the class. Okay, so I have to now log out. So thank you very much. So do some introspection, contemplate on this subject matter, shares versus prayers. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Pranam.